Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and I've been in the car biz for almost 20 years. Yeah, a long time, and let me tell you, I have seen some horror shows known as cars, absolute money pits waiting to happen. These are the cars that I personally would avoid like the plague because they're pretty much doomsday for your wallet. Starting with the Ford Nightmares. The Ford Edge looks slick and drives smooth, but don't be fooled. Under that stylish sheet metal lurks one of Ford's biggest nightmares. The 2-liter EcoBoost is famous for blowing head gaskets and drinking its own coolant. You'll see white smoke, random misfires, and the coolant reservoir mysteriously emptying itself. Ford's fix? Well, replace the entire engine. Easy peasy. That's not maintenance, that's open heart surgery. Add in a transmission that shifts like it's learning stick for the first time, and a torque converter that shakes harder than a washing machine on spin cycle, and you've got a recipe for regret. Toss in rusty rocker panels for good measure, and yeah, the Edge will put you right at the edge of bankruptcy. The Escape is basically the Edge's smaller evil twin. These things are coolant leaking, turbo blowing, transmission shuddering disasters on wheels. And that 1.6-liter engine was even recalled for catching fire. I am not kidding you guys. Later engines still leaked coolant into the cylinders, turbos failed, and the 6-speed auto slips like it's on black ice. And to top it off, Ford thought it'd be smart to mount the ECU where road salt and puddles can fry it. If that's not irony, I don't know what is. The EcoSport? More like the EcoSad. It's the Escape's smaller cousin that inherited all the same problems. Blown head gaskets, failing differentials, rust, and a repair build that's anything but eco. Cute SUV? Terrible investment. The Buick Encore and Chevy Trax are basically the same vehicle, and that's not a good thing. They share the same GM 1.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder, one of the most failure-prone engines I have ever seen. Head gaskets, they blow. Turbos, they leak, seize, or scream like a dying dentist drill. And when the turbo goes, say goodbye to boost and hello to a smokescreen. You'll probably be replacing the valve cover and PCV system too, because those fail just as often. The transmission, well, it isn't innocent either. These things like to slip and have hard shifts before 50,000 miles sometimes. And if you got the all-wheel drive, the rear differential might start grinding just to keep things interesting. These cars lure in older buyers because they look reliable, but they can drain a savings account faster than you can drink a glass of water. I call the 1.4-liter turbo the little engine that couldn't, and that sums it up perfectly. The Cruise is the Encore's evil twin in sedan form. Same 1.4-liter ticking time bomb, same coolant leaks, same turbo failures, and the same repair bills that make you question every life choice. Buy one cheap and you're gonna pay for it thrice. The Hyundai Tucson looks great on paper, stylish, affordable, and packed with features, but that 2-liter engine, it's a ticking time bomb as well. Hyundai's had a long history of catastrophic engine failures, and this Tucson proudly keeps the streak alive. We're talking spun bearings, thrown rods, and engines seizing up long before they should. Hyundai extended warranties for some owners, but only if every single recall had been done. Buy one secondhand that missed one update, and you are out of luck. So stay away, because if you buy and your engine grenades, well, guess what? Here's insult to injury. It also often destroys the catalytic converter. It's like a 2-for-1 deal nobody asked for. The Tucson may look like a bargain next to a RAV4 or even a CRV, but it's a Trojan horse. Pretty on the outside, devastating inside. The Veracruz is Hyundai's forgotten luxury SUV, and for very good reason. Parts are rare, repairs are expensive, and even basic stuff like alternators can take weeks to source. Oil leaks from the valve cover can fry the alternator and kill the engine mid-drive. Add timing chain issues, failing cats, and suspension wear, and it is very clear owning one means funding your mechanic's vacation fund. I used to love Honda CRVs. I mean, didn't you? They were the definition of bulletproof up until 2017, when Honda decided to drop it in the 1.5-liter turbo. On paper, it definitely made sense. Smaller engine, more power, better mileage. In reality, it's been an absolute disaster. The oil dilution issue, fuel mixing with the oil, is bad enough, but the real killer is the coolant intrusion problem. These engines can leak coolant straight into the combustion chamber, leading to overheating, warped heads, and blown gaskets. There's even a class action lawsuit claiming Honda knew about it and didn't fix it. Timing chains stretch way too early thanks to thinned out oil, and the rest of the CRV is still, well, classic Honda. But that engine, it just ruins everything. A 2017 to 2022 CRV might look like a safe buy, but under the hood, it's a time bomb waiting to boil over. Oh boy, Nissans, yeah. where do we even start? I mean, they built some really great engines. The VQ V6, it's legendary, but the Achilles heel, without a doubt, the modern CVT transmission. Nissan's Xtronic CVT is notorious for early failures, and buying a used Nissan with one is like playing Russian roulette with your wallet. First up, you have the Rogue, which sells like crazy because it's practical and comfy, but under the hood, it's a grenade with a pin half pulled. The 2.5 liter engine's fine, but the CVT, it ain't. They overheat, they slip, they shudder, and eventually they just die, often before 100,000 miles. And when it does, you're out $4,000 for a replacement. Add in some electrical gremlins and rust issues, and the Rogue is a recipe for regret. Then you have the Pathfinder. Great V6, awful transmission. The Pathfinder's CVT fails so often it basically is a subscription service. Jerking, slipping, losing gears, pick your poison, even the replacements fail again within 60 to 80K. And then you have the Ultima, the meme car. Every broken bumper Ultima you see blasting through a red light, well, there is a very good reason. CVTs, they blow up, engines burn oil, and rust eats them alive. So they just don't want to stop until they get to their destination. Yeah, they just don't age well. And then you have the Nissan Juke, or what I like to say, the Nissan Joke. Timing change, stretch, turbos fail, and of course the CVT can't keep up. It's fun until it isn't, and then it is a nightmare. Okay, so bottom line, Nissan CVT curse has infected nearly everything they built in the last 15 years. Unless you like gambling with transmissions, steer clear. If you enjoy topping off oil more than gas, the first gen Chevy Equinox and GMC Terrain from 2010 to 2017 are calling your name. And before I keep going, if you're enjoying this video, subscribe and hit that like button because, well, these twins came with the infamous 2.4 liter EcoTech engine, one of GM's biggest blunders. Thanks to poorly designed piston rings, they burn oil faster than a two-stroke weed whacker. Some owners report a quart every 1,000 miles. Let that oil get low, and the timing chain tensioner loses pressure, leading to a lovely rattling sound before the engine grenades itself. GM settled multiple class action lawsuits over the oil consumption defect, but the damage was already done. Even if the engine survives, rust is gonna finish it off. Rocker panels, door bottom, subframe, it all corrodes. These things don't age, they disintegrate. Okay, I get it. We owned a 21 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, and the Jeep Wrangler, well, it's an icon. I mean, it's rugged, it's fun, and when you take off the doors, it feels like freedom. But let's be real, owning one is like dating someone who's exciting but constantly draining your bank account. The 2007 to 2011 models came with that 3.8 liter V6 that's slow, thirsty, and burns oil like it's sponsored by Castrol. The newer 3.6 liter Pentastar has more power, but early ones had cylinder head failures, and almost all of them developed the infamous Pentastar tick. That sound, it's failing rocker arms eating your camshaft alive, a $2,000 plus repair if you're lucky. Then there is the whole death wobble thing. You hit a bump just right at highway speed and the front axle shakes like it is possessed. I've seen people panic and nearly lose it. Yeah. Add in constant suspension wear, leaky hardtops, sloppy steering, bad gas mileage, and cramped space, and the magic fades very fast. Sure, it's gonna go anywhere off-road, but most people just take them to Starbucks. If you love wrenching and can live with the drama, fine. But if you want reliability or comfort, look elsewhere. Wranglers, they don't die. They just turn into 100 small problems rolling in formation. The Ram 1500 is one of those trucks that looks and feels awesome. Smooth ride, killer interior, and that classic Hemi V8 rumble. But that 5.7 liter Hemi, it is cursed. The infamous Hemi tick starts as a faint tapping at idle that most people brush off as a normal, but big mistake. That tick is often a collapsed or seized lifter grinding away at the camshaft. Keep driving it like that and you're gonna be buying a whole new cam and lifter set. A multi-$1,000 repair. The problem hits Rams, Chargers, Challengers, pretty much any Hemi with cylinder deactivation. Add in potential head gasket failure and the rust that eats rocker panels and wheel arches, and it's a tough pill to swallow. The newer 8-speed transmission, it's solid, but everything else is a gamble. Great truck, terrible luck. If you buy a used Hemi Ram, hope that tick's already been taken care of, or start saving. And now for two of the biggest pigs in the biz, the Dodge Journey and Dodge Grand Caravan, both with that 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, and both will keep your mechanic employed for life. The Journey was the rental car that everyone just forgot to return. Outdated when new, it was plagued by ticking lifters, bad rocker arms, and the occasional head gasket failure. The 6-speed automatic loves to shudder and slip, the suspension eats bushings and bearings, and the electronics act possessed, from dead key fobs to parasitic draws. Add in rust and cheap interior plastic, and it is just a pain on wheels. And then you have the Grand Caravan. It's basically the same mess with sliding doors now. Same ticking engines, same failing transmissions, and brake jobs that feel like a subscription plan. Rust chews through rockers and tailgates fast. In short, affordable to buy, expensive to keep alive. And there you have it, folks, the cars that I would personally sprint away from if I saw any of them on a used lot. Did I forget any? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to start a conversation with you. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. We'll catch you next weekend. Promise me one thing: keep living the Ideal lifestyle.